What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dog himself. Want to have a quick live with you guys tonight. We're going to be discussing why do I pay taxes? Probably quick short for you today because I'm cooking dinner late. I got the food in the oven, so I want to make sure I don't set the house on fire. But while I got a little time in between, I want to share. Hey, what's going on now? I want to share some information with you guys because I was in the cigar spot the other day and had a couple of brothers in there talking about, just taxes in general, speaking about, what they had to pay in taxes from a property tax standpoint, uh, how much that was costing them and how much they were getting charged more on as far as taxes, with the IRS at the end of the year. And one brother told me, say, D, ain't you an accountant? And they're like, yeah, man, why we have to pay it? So I went through this whole spiel. And I was amazed, to be totally honest with you, how many people are clueless in regards to what they know. Theoretically, taxes are, something that the government charges us. But in essence, exactly what taxes are for. What is it for? How is it used? And is it beneficial to you? So, again, I just want to have a quick discussion with you guys tonight in regards to why do I have to pay taxes? Okay. If you haven't noticed, guys, I told you guys this week we're going to have a live feed. I'll be at the show at the studio tomorrow. I forgot what we got the show tomorrow. We have the dollar hour, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. I forgot what we had the show on tomorrow night. I'll be at the studio in Douglasville tomorrow, streaming the show. I forgot what the subject is. We have a great show tomorrow on Mr. Short Dollar on the dollar hour. Remember, that's every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do a promo prior to let you guys know. But right now, we're out streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Again, I'm Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar. We had a discussion tonight in regards to why do I have to pay taxes. And again, I was in the cigar spot and we were just sitting there talking. And, the brother just asked me question after question after question. Why do I have to pay this? Why are we using that? The government wants this, the government wants that. And typically, I think we in junior high, most of the time, we have some kind of basic civics class where they'll tell you how the government works. I know here in Atlanta, we had, I don't know if they have still Georgia history and Georgia culture, I think that's like 8th or 9th grade, where you go through basic, the whole civics process from the state level in regards to, what's a bill, what's not a bill, how laws are created, different forms of government and things like that. And I'll say this is that you be surprised the average person not really understanding exactly the whole concept in regards to taxes. So when I had a conversation and we started talking about why do I pay taxes, and guys, feel free to tune in and everything. Again, I'm streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and something I'm forgetting. But feel free if you got any comments or anything like that. Now, again, I will say this, if you got any comments outside of what we're talking about in regards to why do I have to pay taxes, hold them up. And I promise you at the end of the feed, as always, I'll open the floor up. And any kind of financial question you guys have, whatever, that, I can answer on the live feed without, doing any hard calculations. I promise you I'll do that for you. But again, if you can't hold everything up for me to the end of the feed. So, in essence, we know the taxes are pretty much a service charge or a fee that the government is charging you in regards to being able to take that funds and be able to run the government, be it at the federal, state, county, or city level. And a lot of times people don't understand, regardless of the level, exactly what they're pulling from you and why they're pulling from you or what they're doing with the money. So that's why I want to have a discussion tonight. Why do I pay taxes? Okay. And the first thing you want to look at when we start talking about taxes, we'll just look at the different levels in regards to who actually pulls the tax, is pulling the tax. And like I said, we just discussed the federal, the state, the county, and the city level. Now, when you start getting to the county and the city, some of those things may be commingled, or one may do one that the other doesn't. It just depends on particular what state you guys are located in. But we know from the federal level, pretty much federal taxes are taken from your income taxes. You see that on your with your basic W-2, or when you file taxes at the end of the year, you'll see that, and that's really pulled in from income taxes. Okay, you have some taxes, from a federal level that may be charged for transportation, things like that. Um, we'll just say you have trucking, any kind of intermodal or something like that with trains. They may charge some federal taxes with moving like that. But for the most part, the main basis where the federal government pulls their income is being with the main way they pull their fees is with income taxes. And the income tax can vary depending on the actual income that you make, being at starting from zero all the way to 6, 7, 8 figures. They'll charge more money with that, and it has a different sliding scale depending on how you file, be it single, head of household, I mean having a dependent, or if you're doing married filing, joint married filing separate, right? I'm pretty sure if you did any kind of tax preparation in your life, you've seen the different options that you can have with actually filing your taxes, right? So the federal government is pretty much putting their charge on the actual income taxes. Now you say, D, for the federal, what we'll do, let's look at each one in regards to where they're pulling the income from, and then we'll go to actually what it's used for with that. Okay, so your federal government that actually pulls the bulk of their fees from income taxes, and the next thing you go with your state. Most states actually do the same thing. They'll take their fees from your income taxes. So typically you see those. That's really what the bulk of most of your taxes on your check will be: your federal income tax and your state income tax, right? You have, I know, Florida, Texas, probably another, maybe a couple more, but that's just off the top of my head. I know they don't charge state income taxes. I'm former military. A lot of guys will say, come on, man, don't play with me, Lord. Lord have mercy. Son just threw me. I've seen somebody on TikTok. Somebody didn't get a hug when they was a child. Poor fella. For the state level, with the income tax, the same thing with the income tax that are pulled from the state. You have one of the states, again, Florida and Texas, first one come to mind. They don't. And typically what happened with as far as their income, they may have higher sales tax. They have a lot of what are those toll roads. They may charge transportation tax in the form of toll roads and stuff. Some of your sales tax may be higher, but the state is going to recoup it in some way, some shape or fashion with doing it. But you have a couple states that don't charge income taxes, but again, it still have some way that they're pulling in the actual income for them to be able to run the operations of that particular state. Okay, then at the county level, a county may be a designated area that may encompass a certain amount of cities or localities inside of it. And typically at the county level, that's where it changes more, less from income taxes, more so with your property taxes. And that's being the actual tax that you may pay that local county government in order to have a certain amount of property in that particular area, right? That may come from the point of property taxes and also some sales taxes, right? So you go in the store, you may see whoever county that you're living in, they may have a percentage of it going to them. Also for that city as well, may have something going for them. So the city is also several cities included together may form a county, and those cities may also have some form of property taxes, or some kind of solid waste or usage tax, and also sales tax as well. And that's how they'll pull their income together. Now, you may still have even some taxes, like as far as operational taxes, what I'm talking about, if you have a business, you want to do certain events, things like that may be charged. These are just other surcharges that a locality, that being a city, county, or state, may charge you to do certain items, certain events during while you're in that particular area. But usually, again, those bases being the federal government being federal, state pulling income taxes, county and city pulling sales tax, mainly property taxes, but also sales tax as well. So with that said, we know where the money is coming from, where the counties are pulling them from. So now the counties are the federal government, or state government, where they're pulling the tax income from. Then that next question comes in, well, what the hell are you doing it for? Why do I need to be paying for taxes, especially. I think the further it gets, probably a little bit more distorted, the further it goes away from it, that being the federal government. So we say, well, look, man, why in the hell is, am I paying, federal income taxes? Why am I doing this? I made this money. Why am I paying? Why do I have to, to get the government my money? And uh, I know the proper thought a lot of times is I want to pay less in money because, it's like I'm getting punished for more money that I make. The government's taking more. But in essence, guys, federal government usually takes the taxes to pay for number one, defense. And again, the vast majority of the country has not been in the military, so they don't understand. A lot of times people don't say they, but a lot of times people don't understand the importance of having a strong military, because at the end of the day, a stronger military is a huge deterrent. And we see that a lot of times. A lot of countries, I mean, they live in chaos all the times, and you got your views about the military, or going in the military, or how the government treats people in the military. But at the end of the day, it means a lot when people aren't really, you have terrorist attacks here and there, don't get me wrong, but you're not seeing like someone just come over and just take this place over. And a lot of people in this world, a lot of countries in the world want to do that, but the vast majority of federal taxes does go to the actual defense of the country. Then you have different programs that you may have for people to take advantage of, be maybe social programs, just say welfare, grants, just trying to think off the top of my head, certain other programs that may be set up to help small businesses and things like that. Those are set up. Other ones to help with just commerce and also just help with infrastructure. Make sure the roads are maintained, make sure the railways are maintained, make sure the airways are maintained. Those particular things that the federal government has to make sure we're operating on the worldwide scale, and also keeping things from state to state also covered as well. So that's typically what your federal dollars go towards. The state may go towards a certain percentage may go to your National Guard they're dealing with your state. Also, programs, definitely infrastructure, the roads there, and again those programs. And then you have your state programs where you can actually tons of things. Just if you want to get entrepreneurship, if you have certain things from a medical standpoint, legal standpoint, it's going to vary from state to state. There are a ton of programs that, depending on how your state is set up, how they're going to implement it and things like that, that can vary. But we start talking about why do you pay taxes? That's what comes when you start looking at state income tax. That's where that money is going for, those programs, the infrastructure, things like that. Okay. Then we start going smaller to the county. Now, again, we say the county taxes, they're coming from your property taxes. The main thing that county taxes goes towards is school systems. Right now, you do have some states that the state pays for the schools. School system may be run by the state. I get that, but I'm here in Georgia, and most counties are kind of nationwide are like that. The actual county level, that's where your school systems is responsible for taking care of. Your school system is taking care of on the county level. Also, the same things that are put in different programs at the county level. They could be your local hospitals, if it's a county-owned hospital, maybe a city-owned. Different other programs for business, the roads, maybe your sheriff, because the sheriff and the city usually they're probably in different entities. The sheriff may serve several cities in regards to just running the jail. He might be local city jail, and maybe county jail, depending on how your government is set up. But those are the things from the county level, but that's where your property tax is paying for that. Same thing when you go down to the city level. Same thing, pulling in from those. Maybe you have a percentage that's pulling from property taxes, maybe a percentage that is pulling from certain usage taxes, and also sales taxes, and that may go from your local police, fire. Maybe some of your ambulance services, maybe for your city, hospital. Depending on how the locality is set up. But the whole thing about it is that Mr. Long Dollar. Okay, thanks. I appreciate you tuning in. one of the biggest things, just being aware. And I will say this, guys, you can go to any one of your city, county websites. They kind of, where does my tax dollars go? Even at the state level, you can do it at the federal level, and they'll give you a breakdown exactly where your tax dollars go. And one of the main things, the reason why I want to have just with that whole little tutorial, one of the main reasons I want to have this conversation is because a lot of times conversations come up in regards to people saying, we should have this available, we should do that, we should have these different things. And I want people to be aware of that when you have funds allocated for a certain program or a certain event, that's allocated. And if you want to create something else, the funds got to come from another area. So with that said, I think it's very important for people to understand if new programs come up, be it for park and rec events for, to give local youth opportunity to stay out the street or anything like that, or, maybe some other programs to help families in need or whatever. The budgets have to be reallocated. You guys know I'm an accountant. I'm a numbers guy, and I'm 150% about helping people. But I understand how government's working, how the math going to work. So if you start something, you got to pull it from somewhere else, or you got to charge more money in another place. And I want people to be very, very cognizant of that, is because a lot of times, especially at the local, smaller level, there's a need for a lot of programs. And some people take advantage of, some they don't. But I would be kind of aware of when you want certain things, if the money is not already allocated, they may already be allocated, may have got grants for it, great. You don't have to worry about it. But a lot of times, there isn't any funding for it. And when you bring up one thing, you got to actually understand that something else is going to be decreased or suffer from that, or they got to charge more taxes or fees somewhere else. So I want everybody to make sure, if you're not aware of it, just Google your local city or county government, state government, federal government, and just see how your tax dollars are spent. Because a lot of times we can say, well, look, the government trying to make this, the government trying to make that. And you see billions of dollars go to Ukraine. Billions of dollars may go to some program. We're like, why in the world are we doing that? Do I agree with all that stuff? No, but at the end of the day, I'm speaking from my level. I don't know the information, the intel that they have, but they may have to put certain defense mechanisms and things like that, or give certain aid to certain countries to help something in the grand scheme of something. I don't know. Again, I'm sorry. A little technical breakup and get back in there. Sorry about that. Thought I had that cut off. In the grand scheme of things, that it may be a reason for that. I can't tell you why from a case to case basis, but I will say, at the end of the day, I want you guys. Hold on 1 second. Make sure we got there. Hold on 1 second. My Instagram is have some issues right quick. If there's any issues on anybody watching on Instagram, please let me know. If there's any issues with anybody, sound going in and out. I don't know why. We're going to open it back up. I don't know what's going on with Instagram. I see the mic flashing in and out. Can't tell you why. And I'm sorry about that. But I just want you guys to be kind of be aware of that, exactly why. Sorry. Let me see something. Just be aware exactly wherever your city, county, and state, even at the federal level, look where those funds are allocated. You see a lot of times we see the things going on in DC in regards to new acts, new bills that people are coming out with, and you're like, man, why is this money getting moved there? What is it getting spent on? It's not benefiting me. Guys, just kind of, that's the, like it or don't like it. That goes back sometime with the power of voting and understanding, some of the people that you got running for certain offices, how they can and also how they cannot benefit you, but also being kind of proactive with understanding, like, this is how the game goes. And a lot of times when we don't make ourselves aware of how certain things are, you kind of put yourself out the loop with doing it. So that's why I really want you guys to be very, very proactive with understanding, how taxes are charged, how taxes are planned, how taxes are spent, in regards to that, because again, it's going to change at every level. But key things I want you to remember again, that the federal level income taxes, state level income taxes, we do have some fees here and there that may be charged, state and county level property taxes, sales tax, local governments, private taxes, and also some sales taxes. And again, it covers certain fund programs and that. You can say, hey, listen, D, I'm not taking advantage of them programs, so I don't know why my money is spent from now. I think that's when you have those conversations with your local, city, kind of state politician. Hey, listen, man, I don't use those programs and stuff like that. What if can you have these particular things implemented? Can you consider these particular bills? I think if the vast majority of people in the area may take it, use a certain thing outside of what you normally do, it's kind of understood that they probably stick with the status quo because that's what the most people are using. But have those conversations. But I just want everybody to be aware of exactly what we start looking at taxes again. Me being an accountant, I get out from January to May. I get a gazillion questions in regards to how can I pay less? How can I pay less? I'm not the one to sit here and tell you need to pay more money in taxes to make the world a better place. But I do want people to be aware of why they have to pay taxes as opposed to such a bad thing. The problem is you got to make sure you take advantage of what those particular agencies, be it the federal, state, county, or city government, what programs do they have available for you to take advantage of? That's the thing I think a lot of people miss out. I push people a lot when people looking at the shows, come on YouTube and stuff, and I say, hey, man, look, go to your local SBA office. Your federal tax dollars pay for it. Go to SCORE. Your federal tax dollars pay for this stuff. Go. Each state got programs for entrepreneurship. They got programs for first-time home buyers at the county level or the city level. Different entrepreneurial grants and stuff. Go have those conversations with those people and stuff. They're not going to promote it because really and truly, you don't see any kind of government-run commercial ads in regards to the actual programs we got. The onus will be on you to Google it and just look for it yourself. But I will tell you guys, there are a lot of programs for you to take advantage of out there. You just got to spend a little time going on Google, spend a little time going on YouTube, spend a little time going through all the Mr. Short Dollar videos, but definitely, I want you guys, take advantage of all the great information, the great agencies that are out there that your federal tax dollars, state, county, and city agencies have taxed you on that you need to take advantage of, okay? So listen, I'm going to close everything out in regards to our quick little discussion in regards to why do I pay taxes? I don't see anybody, having any questions or comments or anything, but let me open the floor up. Do anybody got any questions or anything like that in regards to what outside of what we talked about with the tax or anything like that? I had a snafu on Instagram. I don't know what the issue was with that. But if anybody has any questions, the floor is open to you right now in regards to anything that you may have. So does anybody have any questions in regards to anything? Got the floor open right now. Does anybody have? I don't see anybody got a question going once, going twice. You guys, as always, the videos are on YouTube. You can go on Mr. Short on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, you leave a comment. All my contact information is on the videos as well. So, reach out to me for all the businesses. We had to move the module over for the how to start your own tax business course. We're moving that over to another module. So that'll be out within the next week or so. Let you guys get your heads up on that. Make sure you tune in to Mr. Short Dollar tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What's tomorrow's show? Let me see if I got it somewhere around here. Tomorrow's show is I think paycheck to paycheck. Why people living, how to get out of living paycheck to paycheck. That'll be tomorrow's show on the Dollar Hour. We'll be discussing living paycheck to paycheck. You got a vast majority of people out here that are making decent wages. And that's not a poverty issue in regards to you not making that much of an income living paycheck to paycheck. But you got a lot of people that actually are making six-figure incomes that are living paycheck to paycheck. It can be from overspending, um, high insurance costs, or things like that. Whatever could be the case for you living paycheck to paycheck. We're gonna have a discussion, acknowledging what it is, acknowledging your situation, and try to go through strategies to alleviate you being in a situation where you're living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, but again, I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Tonight we'll discuss why do you pay taxes. If you come in on tail end discussion, go to Mr. Short Dollar. Again, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the video. We got over 400 videos on the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel for you guys to take advantage of. Listen, best of luck to you guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care and talk with you soon. Mm-hmm.